What if the world's largest island was also a continent where ancient cultures survived 65,000 years, where rainforests meet deserts, where the world's most venomous creatures coexist with impossibly cute marsupials, all spread across 7.7 million square kilometers? Welcome to Australia. Not the Australia of crocodile hunters and shrimp on Barbies, but the real Australia. Ancient, vast, stunningly diverse. This is where the oldest living culture on Earth maintains connection to country. Where the Great Barrier Reef stretches longer than the Great Wall of China. Where deserts glow red beneath endless skies. Where tropical rainforests harbor species found nowhere else. Where cities consistently rank among the world's most livable. 26 million people scattered across a landmass nearly as large as the United States. 8 states and territories, each with distinct character. 500 national parks protecting ecosystems from coral reefs to snow-capped mountains. Today, we're taking you beyond the expected. From harbor icons to underwater wonders, from coastal drives to desert monoliths. From mountain eucalyptus forests to tropical wetlands. From wine regions to ancient rock art galleries that predate the pyramids. This is Australia. Remote, beautiful, older than you imagine. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because at Travelist Guide, we take you beyond tourist trails to discover destinations in depth. Let's explore Australia together. Sydney isn't Australia's capital, but it's the country's undisputed icon where the Opera House and Harbour Bridge create one of the world's most recognizable skylines. The Opera House, despite construction drama and budget overruns, opened in 1973 as architectural triumph. Its sail-like shells designed by Jørn Utzon becoming instantly iconic. The Harbour Bridge, completed 1932, offers climbs to the summit for those willing to pay and strap in. But Sydney is more than landmarks. Bondi Beach represents Australian beach culture. Surfers catching waves while lifeguards patrol in red and yellow. The Rocks neighborhood preserves colonial sandstone buildings where European Australia began. The Royal Botanic Gardens provide harbour views framed by native and exotic plants. Taronga Zoo displays Australian wildlife with harbour backdrop. Sydney thrives on outdoor living, ferry rides, coastal walks, and weather that makes England seem very far away. The Great Barrier Reef stretches 2,300 kilometers along Queensland's coast, the world's largest coral reef system visible from space, containing 3,000 individual reef systems and 900 islands. This UNESCO World Heritage Site supports staggering biodiversity. Over 1,500 fish species, 400 coral types, and marine mammals from dugongs to humpback whales. Cairns and Port Douglas serve as main gateways, day trips departing to outer reefs where water clarity improves and coral health strengthens. Snorkeling reveals underwater gardens in colors that seem artificial. Parrotfish munching coral, clownfish hiding in anemones, reef sharks patrolling channels. Diving descends to walls, dropping into abyssal depths. But the reef faces existential threat: coral bleaching from warming waters, crown-of-thorns starfish outbreaks, and agricultural runoff degrading water quality. Experience it now. The reef scientists predict may look very different in coming decades. Melbourne is Australia's cultural capital, where laneways hide street art, cafes serve coffee obsessively, and sporting events draw religious devotion. Federation Square, controversial when built, now anchors the city culturally. Museums and galleries surrounding Open Plaza. The Queen Victoria Market has sold produce since 1878, locals shopping for groceries amid tourist crowds. The Great Ocean Road starts here. Phillip Island penguins waddle ashore at sunset, and the Dandenong Ranges offer mountain escapes. But Melbourne's soul lives in the laneways, Hosier Lane's graffiti changing weekly, tiny cafes serving flat whites perfected to science, and bars hidden behind unmarked doors. The trams, the largest network outside Europe, clang through streets. The sporting obsession is real. The MCG holding 100,000 for cricket and AFL. Melbourne consistently ranks among the world's most livable cities, and residents will happily explain why. The Great Ocean Road curves along Victoria's coastline for 243 kilometers. Built by returned soldiers between 1919 and 1932 as memorial to World War I fallen. The road itself is engineering achievement, carved into cliffs, hugging coastline, offering views that justify the drive's fame. The 12 Apostles, limestone stacks rising from the Southern Ocean, are the headline attraction, though erosion means only 8 remain standing. Loch Ard Gorge tells shipwreck stories, only 2 survivors from the 1878 wreck. London Arch, formerly London Bridge, until the middle collapsed in 1990, demonstrates ongoing erosion. The drive passes through Torquay, Australian surfing capital, where Bells Beach hosts Rip Curl Pro. Rainforest sections contain koalas sleeping in eucalyptus. The road combines natural beauty with human history, memorial and tourist route simultaneously. Uluru rises from the central Australian desert like Earth's heart exposed. 348 meters of sandstone that glows red at sunrise and sunset, sacred to the Anangu people for tens of thousands of years. The rock's scale defies comprehension until you walk the 10-kilometer base trail, circumnavigating the monolith while interpretive signs explain cultural significance. The climb closed in 2019, respecting Anangu wishes that visitors not ascend their sacred site. Uluru Kata Tjuta National Park includes Kata Tjuta, the Olgas, 36 domed rock formations equally impressive, though less famous. The Cultural Center explains Chukurpa, traditional law and spirituality, while art galleries showcase indigenous art. The nearest town, Uluru, exists purely for tourism, resorts and campgrounds, serving visitors. Uluru represents Indigenous Australia, where connection to country runs deeper than European comprehension. Where rocks are ancestors and landscape holds stories stretching back to the dream time. Brisbane sprawls along the Brisbane River, where Queensland's capital combines laid-back subtropical living with growing urban sophistication. The South Bank development transformed industrial wasteland into cultural precinct, lagoon providing city beach, galleries, and museums attracting visitors. The Story Bridge, like Sydney's smaller cousin, offers climbs with river and city views. The Brisbane River itself is essential, ferries serving as public transport, the City Cat connecting neighborhoods. Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary claims the world's first and largest koala sanctuary, allowing hugs with the marsupials Victoria and Neanderthals prohibit. Mount Coot-thaw provides lookout over the city and bay beyond. Brisbane's weather, warm year-round, supports outdoor lifestyle, parks and gardens thriving. The city served as staging point for Pacific War, history preserved in museums. Brisbane is often dismissed as Sydney's smaller, less interesting cousin. But locals know better, enjoying livability without the fuss. The Gold Coast stretches 57 kilometers of beaches along Queensland's southern coast, where high-rises create surfers, paradise skyline, and theme parks compete for tourist dollars. The beaches are genuine, sand golden, waves consistent, surfers and swimmers sharing water. Surfers' paradise is Brash, Cavill Avenue pedestrian mall lined with souvenir shops and restaurants. Nightlife pulsing after dark, but the Gold Coast extends beyond the glitz. Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary protects native species, hand-feeding lorikeets providing rainbow experience. The hinterland rises abruptly. Lamington and Springbrook National Parks protecting ancient rainforests, waterfalls cascading over cliffs. The theme parks, Dreamworld, SeaWorld, Warner Brothers Movie World, and Wet n Wild draw families. Canal estates let residents dock boats at their backyards. The Gold Coast is tourism concentrated, artificial in parts, but the beaches remain real, the weather cooperative, and the convenience undeniable. The Blue Mountains rise west of Sydney, where eucalyptus oil evaporating from forests creates the blue haze that gives the range its name. The Three Sisters, three rock formations visible from Echo Point, are the region's icon. Aboriginal legend explaining their transformation from sisters into stone. The Scenic World offers 3 rides. The Scenic Railway, claiming the world's steepest incline, descending into Rainforest Valley. Bushwalking trails range from easy valley walks to challenging cliff traversals. Wentworth Falls drops 300 meters in sections, viewpoints offering perspectives from top and bottom. The towns Katoomba, Lyra, and Blackheath provide accommodation and galleries, Lyra's gardens particularly impressive. The Blue Mountains protected as UNESCO World Heritage Site for biodiversity, eucalyptus forest types found nowhere else. Day trips from Sydney are popular, but staying overnight reveals the mountains at sunrise when valleys fill with fog and kookaburras announce the day. Canberra is the planned capital that exists because Melbourne and Sydney couldn't agree which should govern. Designed by American architects Walter and Marion Griffin, the city features geometric patterns, artificial lake Burley Griffin, and buildings aligned to mountain vistas. Parliament House, completed 1988, sits under Capitol Hill, grass roof allowing public to literally walk over their government. The National Gallery, National Museum, National Portrait Gallery, and Australian War Memorial showcase the country's culture and history. Floriade in spring transforms Commonwealth Park into tulip field rivaling the Netherlands. Kesticon makes science interactive for children. Canberra is often dismissed as boring, politicians and public servants dominating population. But the city's planning creates livability, cycle paths connecting neighborhoods, native bushland preserved between suburbs. The museums are world-class. The autumn colors in established gardens are stunning. Canberra works precisely because it's planned, functional, and unpretentious. Tasmania floats off Australia's southern coast, where mountains, rainforests, and beaches create the nation's most European-feeling state. Hobart, the capital, sits beneath Mount Wellington, where the waterfront features Salamanca Place. Sandstone warehouses converted to galleries and restaurants, the Saturday market drawing crowds. Mona, Museum of Old and New Art, confronts visitors with challenging contemporary pieces in underground galleries. Cradle Mountain Lake St. Clair National Park showcases alpine landscapes, the overland track offering 6-day hike through wilderness. The Bay of Fires on the East Coast features beaches where orange lichen-covered rocks contrast white sand and turquoise water. Port Arthur, former penal colony, preserves convict history, guided tours explaining brutal conditions. Tasmania produces exceptional cool climate wines, cheeses, and whiskey. The island's isolation created unique species, the Tasmanian devil surviving only here. Tasmania feels removed from mainland frenzy, pace slower, wilderness closer, European heritage stronger. We're halfway through Australia's continental diversity, from tropical north to temperate south, cities to wilderness. If you're discovering an Australia beyond the stereotypes, beyond kangaroos and koalas, take a moment right now to like this video, subscribe to Travelist Guide, and hit that notification bell. We're creating in-depth travel guides to the world's most fascinating destinations, showing you places beyond the obvious. Now, let's continue across the continent to cities, coasts, and landscapes most travelers never see. Adelaide sprawls across South Australia's coastal plain between Gulf and hills, earning the title City of Churches while developing reputation for festivals, wine, and refined living. The Central Market, operating since 1869, provides produce, cheese, and prepared foods, locals shopping alongside tourists. North Terrace Museum and Gallery Precinct offers culture concentration. South Australian Museum's Aboriginal collection particularly significant. Adelaide Oval Cricket Ground sits picturesquely beside parklands. Redevelopment creating modern stadium respecting heritage. The Adelaide Hills provide escape, German settlements like Hondorf maintaining European character. But Adelaide's greatest asset is proximity to wine regions. Barossa Valley producing world-class Shiraz. McLaren Vale offering Mediterranean climate and varieties. Clare Valley known for Riesling. The city maintains slower pace than Sydney or Melbourne. Civilized lunches extending into afternoon. Festivals from Writers' Week to Fringe, transforming the city seasonally. Adelaide proves that livability beats size. Kangaroo Island sits off South Australia's coast, where wildlife thrives in relative isolation. The island's separation allowing species to flourish without mainland predators. Seal Bay hosts Australian sea lion colony, guided walks allowing close approach to animals lounging on beach. Remarkable rocks. Granite boulders sculpted by erosion into abstract forms, balance precariously on coastal headland. Admiral's Arch features a natural rock bridge where New Zealand fur seals breed. Flinders Chase National Park protects much of the island's west end. The island escaped foxes and rabbits that devastated mainland ecosystems, allowing native species to survive. Koalas, introduced in the 1920s, now number too many, eating themselves toward starvation. Kangaroo Island produces honey, wine, eucalyptus oil, and lavender, farm gate sales allowing direct purchasing. The island requires ferry or flight from mainland, isolation limiting tourism numbers. This is wildlife watching without crowding, nature experiencing without overwhelming development. Perth sits isolated on Australia's west coast, the world's most remote major city, closer to Singapore than Sydney, where Indian Ocean sunsets compensate for distance from everywhere else. Kings Park, larger than New York's Central Park, overlooks the city and Swan River, native bushland preserved within city limits. Cottesloe Beach epitomizes Perth beach culture. Norfolk pines providing shade, the ocean reliably beautiful. Fremantle Port provides history and character Perth's CBD sometimes lacks. Rottnest Island, accessible by ferry, features quokkas, small marsupials that smile in photos becoming social media sensations. The mining boom transformed Perth from sleepy backwater to resource economy hub, wealth evident in new construction. Margaret River wine region sits south. The Pinnacles Desert North features limestone formations rising from sand. Perth's isolation created distinct culture. Western Australians often talking about over east as if the rest of Australia were a different country. Margaret River in Western Australia's southwest combines world-class wine production, with surf beaches and karst caves creating tourist region 3 hours from Perth. The wine region produces premium Cabernet Sauvignon and Chardonnay. Over 150 wineries ranging from boutique producers to large estates. Cellar doors offering tastings. Surfers, Point and Margaret's Main Break attract surfers worldwide. Consistent swells and reef breaks, creating waves featured in competitions. The caves, Mammoth, Lake, and Jewel among them, showcase stalactites and stalagmites, underground rivers, and fossil remains. The coastline features dramatic cliffs, blowholes, and lighthouses. Cape Leeuwin marking where Indian and Southern Oceans meet. The forests contain giant kauri trees, some reaching 90 meters. The region produces gourmet foods, artisan cheeses, chocolates, and preserved products, farm gates offering direct sales. Margaret River succeeded by combining agriculture, tourism, and natural beauty into a destination that attracts both wine enthusiasts and surfers. Alice Springs sits in Central Australia's Red Centre, where European settlement defied logic. Permanent water-making settlement possible in desert otherwise uninhabitable. The town serves as base for Uluru visits, West MacDonnell Ranges explorations, and Outback experiences. The telegraph station, built 1871, established communication across continent. Ruins now historic reserve. The Royal Flying Doctor Service Base explains medical provision across vast distances, planes reaching remote stations. The Alice Springs Desert Park showcases Central Australian ecosystems, nocturnal house displaying creatures active after dark. Todd River remains dry most years. Henley on Todd Regatta racing bottomless boats across sandbed. Anzac Hill provides town and range views, sunrise and sunset particularly photogenic. Alice Springs has challenges, Indigenous disadvantage visible, social issues confronting visitors. But the town provides access to landscapes unreachable otherwise, the red earth, blue sky, and desert resilience, creating experiences impossible on the coast. Australia doesn't simplify. It's too vast, too diverse, too ancient to reduce to stereotypes about beaches, Barbies, and dangerous wildlife. This is a continent where the world's oldest living culture maintains connection to country, where the Great Barrier Reef stretches over 2,000 kilometers, where deserts glow red beneath stars, undimmed by light pollution, where rainforests harbor species found nowhere else, where cities consistently rank among the world's most livable. From Sydney's harbour icons to the Great Barrier Reef's underwater gardens, from Melbourne's laneways to the Great Ocean Road's limestone stacks. From Uluru's sacred grandeur to Tasmania's wilderness, from tropical Darwin to isolated Perth, from wine regions to ancient rock art galleries. But more than landscapes and cities, Australia is distance. The tyranny of distance that shapes everything, creates isolation, demands self-reliance, and forges character. 3,000 kilometers from Sydney to Perth, 7,000 to London, isolation created unique ecosystems, distinct culture, and perspectives different from anywhere else. Australia is changing. The reef bleaches. Cities expand. Development pressures national parks. Climate change threatens ecosystems evolved in isolation. Indigenous cultural sites face tourism impact. Some changes improve lives. Others threaten what makes Australia special. That's why this matters. Why documenting now while authenticity survives, before transformation erases what existed, is essential. If this journey revealed Australia beyond stereotypes and tourism brochures, then join our community at Travelist Guide. Like, share, and subscribe. Help us create in-depth guides showing destinations completely, honestly, before they vanish or transform. Australia is stunning, ancient, diverse, and worth exploring deeply.